What is happening? Welcome to the Plus Pitch Podcast, more pitching podcast from pitcherlist.com. My name is Nick Pollock. Today is April 4th, and yes, we are going to talk about baseball. Guess what? This podcast is coming out late at night, the previous night, instead of that afternoon, because I am moved into my new place, and it is so fun to be able to do this at night with you guys instead. And we have a short one today. We've got to talk about Tanner Houck. Tanner Houck had a really bad performance today against the Orioles. It went 4 innings of 3 earned runs, 5 hits, and 2 walks with 6 strikeouts. This is not the Tanner Houck that we saw from last year. We saw this in the previous start too, where he had a lot less movement on his sweeper. He lost about 5 inches in that last one. It's over 3, almost 4 in this one of that horizontal break. And it's just the worst pitch now. Not to mention the splitter that was the nullifier against lefties last year. Yeah, not really that good anymore either. So Tanner Houck is in one of those lands where of Hipsterville, where headache-inducing pitchers that stifle the entire roster, where you don't really want to go for this kind of guy. You don't want to hold on to this in a 12-teamer and turn down all the other fun options that you're going to have in 12-teamers right now. The Jordan Hicks, the Max Meyer, Chris Bubich, all those things. You don't need to settle for Tanner Houck. Maybe Tanner Houck does pull it around, and that's great for him. But there are always guys who go and chase like that. I highly, highly doubt you're going to regret that you didn't hold on to Tanner Houck by the end of the season. We have Nick Lodolo also going yesterday. 6.2 innings, 0 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 Ks in Milwaukee. And doing some research about Milwaukee, I do want to mention the offense isn't looking too good at the moment. And Miller Park is really good for strikeouts. I know it's 25% increase with Seattle, but it's about 12% increase in Milwaukee. I actually saw that for both Cortez and Lodolo, where they both had good strikeout games. This was actually just 4 for Lodolo, I should say. But the overall performance, 6.2 innings, runs, as we mentioned, all of that is wonderful. Now, I do not love where Lodolo is with this curve at the moment. I think he can locate that a bit better. But the changeup, that is some good stuff down and away to right-handers and it being an effective offering. It's the thing that I've wanted Lodolo to really get a good feel for, but he's had all these health issues in the past and hasn't had the time. Now we actually are seeing a healthy Lodolo. I'm a fan of this. I think that Nick Lodolo is going to be a productive guy in your 12 teamers. This is finally the year where we actually say, oh, hold on a second. Maybe we actually like Nick Lodolo. Nestor Cortes, look, I'm not going to say that he is fixed and everything's fine. The Reds offense isn't very good. And everything I just mentioned about the Brewers and at home in Miller Park means 6 innings, 0 runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. All right. We had the bad start against the Yankees. But this is fun. It's good to see the kind of Cortez that we were hoping to see. Except the velocity is down to 90 miles per hour, not 92. It's down 2 ticks. We did see cutters and four seamers at 40% CSW, yes, but the changeup, the thing that I was so looking forward to against right-handers, yep, terrible. 33% strike rate with that changeup. Not good at all. He gets cores next. I don't feel like this start says, oh man, Nestor Cortez. No, no, he's totally fine. And you should have him on your teams even with that core start. We're not quite there yet. Taijuan Walker had a great start against the Rockies. It was Rocky Road. And I'm going to give him the gold star because, yeah, he's Taijuan Walker. And we do not expect 6 innings and 0 runs and 3 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts in a win. But all right, man. Congrats. You get the gold star. Sure. He isn't really doing anything that is so exciting with the fastballs or the splitter or the curve. But I do want to mention there was a nice slider. He didn't really throw a slider last year. At least Savant said he didn't. And he located that really effectively against right-handers down and away from them. Tons of outs with that pitch. That's cool. Taijuan Walker gets Atlanta next. So no thanks. Antonio Senzatela. Tony Senzatela went opposite of Taijuan Walker in this one. 5.1 innings of 0 runs, 10 hits, 0 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Sensei has gone 19 hits in 9.1 innings so far in 0 earned runs. It's unbelievable. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he always finds a way to make this such an interesting time during the season. But yeah, all right, Antonio Senzatela, that's cool. There's no way this is holding. We got to talk about some other guys: Hunter Brown, Carlos Carrasco, Joe Ryan, Charlie Morton, and Merrill Kelly. And we're going to talk about all of those after this break. Short slate of guys today, but Hunter Brown went 6 innings, 200 runs, 5 hits, 0 walks, and 8 strikeouts, 14 whiffs, 35% CSW. Yes, that is a King Cole. And I got to say, he is killing it. It's 97 to 98, even closer to 98 on that fastball, almost 2 ticks higher than what we saw last year at 95 96. And it really is that leader pitch. I've said this about Hunter Brown. I think that he doesn't have that amazing offering that he can just turn to. At least he hasn't, but 6 whiffs and a 41% CSW, the most thrown offering here. Hunter Brown finally might have that thing. And he had some decent changeups down away to left-handers. He didn't get the high strike rate, but they were good and competitive. He had some sinkers as well against right-handers that I like to see paired with that four-seamer. But I don't love the fact that you don't have that defiant or definitive, is what I should say, breaking pitch. There is a cutter that was good for CSW, like for strikes, but it wasn't really thrown that much. It was kind of like confidently thrown in the zone. Just yeah, there it is, but not really a pitch to fear. While there's this big curveball for Hunter Brown that, yeah, is not very consistent. So that's it. I would love for there to be a really good breaking ball for Hunter Brown. And this was a bad Twins team. He got the win, but I'm more encouraged than I have been about Hunter Brown because he's thrown nearly 98 miles per hour and not 95, 96. It's not that hard. Throw harder. I like you more. It's, I know, shocking, right? More at 11. We have Carlos Carrasco getting a win for the Yankees. Look at that. 5.1 innings of 300 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. The first start for him. He pitched in relief earlier last weekend. And this was against the Snakes, the Diamondbacks. Not a terrible offense. He went slider changeup more so than the fastballs, which is not a surprise. It was 60% combined with sliders and changeups, which is pretty cool. He gets the Tigers next, and maybe you can get a cheap win. However, it is Tarek Skubal on the other side. You really don't want to do it. I don't think that Carlos Carrasco is really pitching that well. So you might want to tuck that one away. But hey, look, he's already done it once. It means maybe you can get another cheap win with Carlos Carrasco in the future. On the other side of that, we just got to mention Merrill Kelly. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. You got bamboozled. 9 earned runs, 3.2 innings, 9 hits, 3 walks, 2 Ks against the Yankees. Oh boy, you're still a Toby, right? You might want to rage quit him after this. I get it. He's going to be in that questionable tier at the top of it against the Orioles next week. It's where he should live. It makes all this kind of sense. But yeah, Merrill Kelly, I'm really sorry. I mean, I had him in Guillotine League. I benched him because there's no way I was going to risk the negative points here. And boy, I haven't checked what negative points it is yet, but I know it's not good. Oh gosh, negative 19. Okay. Yes, I did have Chris Paddock in this one too. It's Guillotine League. There's like 20 teams in it. All right. I thought it would be a good one against the White Sox. Okay. Joe Ryan, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 0 walks, in 6 Ks. If you're doing quick maths, that's a 1 whip. You like to see that. 6 strikeouts, great. You got the loss, 4 earned runs, 2 solo shots, and it was an inning of a hit by pitch, single, and a balk, and a single is scoring 2. The thing is, if you look at everyone's earned runs, it's going to feel like it's weird. So I'm not really going to play that game. I am going to say, look, home runs are still a problem with Joe Ryan. Why? Because he throws 70% four seamers, and sweepers are the predominant, the primary, secondary, but there are some splitters and sliders there too. And those combined for 9/26 strikes, 35% strikes across 30% of your pitches is so bad. Oh my gosh, no wonder. Like they're just sitting on the heater. 2 solo shots doesn't surprise me. So if Joe Ryan, please, Joe, if you can just find something else that is reliable, so it's not 70% four seamers, but by the way, we're at 92 and change, not 94 like last year. Remember the whole thing about like him driving and saying every 30 minutes he has to drive, he's going to throw 1 mile per hour slower. That would be cool if like you weren't 2 miles per hour slower now. Are you driving 1 hour to the stadium every day, Joe? Come on. You can't trust these guys with 2 names. You can't do it. Look, Joe Ryan likely is not going to allow as many home runs, etc. He's always going to be a good whip guy. He's going to get you strikeouts. Hopefully the ERA is like 3.5, and we'll be really happy. Last but not least, here is Charlie Morton, who got the gallows pull. That is, he had the most whiffs. I know. Really bad early on, settled down a little bit. It was 5 innings of 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, but 10 strikeouts. He had 7 whiffs on the four seamer, 7 on the curve. The curve was looking really good. It did get hit sometimes too. There were some pitches in the middle, 5 runs, 6 hits, and he saved that four seamer for 2 strike counts, which is really the important thing here. You want to see Zach Eflin not throw the bad pitch a lot. So he only saves their 2 strike counts and gets those whiffs on it because it's a surprise. And that's Charlie Morton trying to do the best he can. But yeah, we don't really want to go for Charlie Morton, guys. It's nice to see those 10 strikeouts. You know, that's a high likelihood of the most he's going to get in one game this year. And yeah, 5 earned runs. And this just, ugh, you don't want to do it for the most part in your 12 teamers. All right, that is it. We only had 5 games today. So these are obviously going to be much longer when I do them at night moving forward. But thanks a lot for listening, and I hope you enjoy the early publish time. Let me know by giving a review, please, on iTunes. It goes so far for us to get those 5 stars on the Plus Pitch podcast feed, and of course the main fantasy baseball pitcher list feed. But that is it for today. So my name is Nick Pollock, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.